one of my ex-boyfriends carried me up one of my sons. He said he was going to take him out to talk to some of his friends, and he hasn't come back yet. This is last night.
He has your son, you think, with him?
Yeah, he has my son, and I haven't seen him since last night.
What's his name?
Eric.
How old is Eric?
He's 21.
And what relation is your boyfriend, you said?
That baby boy had not been taken for a visit with a boyfriend. The child had been plastic bagged and thrown away like trash. Now, motive is uncovered. Tonight, we can confirm the alleged motive for murder is that this woman, Asuncion Avila, wanted to conceal her underage sex with the bio dad of this child, just 14 years old. To Matt Zarrell, our producer on the story, have police been able to speak to the little boy who's actually the biological father of the dead infant?
Yes, they have, Nancy. They have spoken to him extensively. They learned that he had 2 encounters with her between October 08 and November 08. Both occurred at her home, resulting in her pregnancy.
Now, they say 2 sex encounters. I mean, come on. To Dr. Jean Waugh, Union County, New Jersey medical examiner, what's the likelihood that a woman gets pregnant after just 2 sex encounters? I've got a feeling there was a whole lot more going on.
It's obvious. I mean, the answer is obvious. And, I mean, you can have pregnant during the 2 times of sex, but it's very unlikely.
Well, the likelihood, doctor, a comment could call and hit me here on the studio. It's just very apparent to me that this woman had an ongoing series of child molestations with the baby's biological father, who is now 14 years old. Matt Zarrell, if this had been an ongoing situation, I mean, how long has the kid been 14? Was he 13 when she started molesting him?
Well, that's a good question. We don't know what capacity this relationship was. Maybe she was his superior and he felt the need. We do not know what capacity it was or how long it was going on, Nancy.
To Jack Crumley with WLW. Jack, what does that tattoo say on her neck? Do you know?
It's difficult to make out. There's also a tattoo that she has on her eye that appears to be a teardrop, which traditionally means either knowing someone in jail or someone passing away.
Good to know. Jack Crumley, I want to talk about how she appeared in court. Was she questioned? Did she ever speak out? Did she show any emotion when the death of her baby boy was mentioned?
No. According to all the reports, she has not shown any emotion in court. She's spoken through one of her 2 attorneys, at least as far as today's criminal case, or today's court proceedings involving child custody.
And back to Matt Zarrell, how did it become a crisis? Was the paternity about to be uncovered? I mean, why would she suddenly kill the baby? Who was to ever find out?
Well, a paternity test was pending because the government wanted to find out who the father was so they could seek child support potentially from them. So the paternity test was pending in days, Nancy.
Now, wait a minute. The government just doesn't swoop into your home and try to arrange child support. She must have filed for child support against someone.
You're exactly right. She was getting financial assistance, and to get continued assistance, she would need to show who the father was.
Okay. To Atlanta defense attorney Penny Douglas Furr. Penny. So the state is alleging the heat was on. She, idiot, decides to file for public assistance. And they make her agree to a paternity test. So to avoid the authorities finding out she's been molesting a 14-year-old little boy, possibly 13 at the time, she kills the baby. That's the case, as the state is laying it out, Penny. What's your defense?
Nancy, that within itself is insane, because just because you kill the baby does not mean that they can't find out who the father was. They can take DNA from the baby whether he's dead or alive. And it sounds totally ridiculous. First of all, she could have denied that she knew who the father was. She could have said, I don't know, I only know first name. She could have given a list. They never would have found out who the father was. They may have pressured her. She could have easily said she didn't know. But to make it clearer in lay terms as to insanity, the difference would be that the person shows that she did know she did the wrong thing. Otherwise, she would
Right.
not have made up all these stories and lied about it.
To Dr. Lillian Glass, psychologist and author of I Know What You're Thinking, you're the expert, Lillian. Do you really think this woman was astute enough to come up with another story like, I don't know who the father was? It was just so easy to blame somebody else.
Oh, absolutely. And when you look at her, you know, the lack of emotion, it could be some sociopathy. Also, the teardrop, that means somebody had died that she felt close to. So she has emotion.
So if you put 2 plus 2 together, what you get is that she's trying to get rid of the baby so no one will discover that the father was under the age of 16.
Okay, I have to comment. It's been a long time. My comment has to do with the fact of getting pregnant on the first encounter. I can't believe that the doctor said that this is highly unlikely. Chances are very rare, or whatever he said, and Nancy being flabbergasted that this could ever possibly happen, that one encounter could cause a pregnancy. I'm blown away by that statement. Feel free to comment on it, because boy, that just surprised the heck out of me.